What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right. Let's go. It is, let's call it 177 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. This is B-Dog Brandon Harper. My name is Rob Jenners. Sitting across from a seven-time NBA champion, Robert Ory from downtown. How'd you like the end of the Olympics, man?
You know what? The fact that the U.S. won gold, meaning the women, I'm happy with. In basketball, I'm happy with that. But I didn't see anything. I didn't see the closing ceremonies.
You didn't see Tom Cruise rappel in off the roof?
No, I missed everything.
Any of that stuff? Oh,
I missed all of that, man.
It's going to be in your neck of the woods in 28.
I know. I mean, so it's funny. My son Cameron texted me this morning and says, "We renting your house out for the Olympics?" I'm like, "We?
We? Who's we?" I might. You ain't doing shit.
I might.
Is that even a thing? I guess it would be, right? That people are going to start renting their places when the Olympics come in town?
I think so, because I know a couple of my friends said they're getting out of town. They said they won't be here for the 2028 Olympics.
Well, it's going to be a zoo. I'm sure it's going to be a zoo. I mean, God, that city's hard enough to get around in. But it's the same problem when they had the freaking Olympics here, when they were in Atlanta.
Yeah, but I think this is a different beast.
Yeah,
it's already crowded here. I think I haven't been, driving to Atlanta for a while, but I think you guys are like from 6 to 9. We're from like 6 to 9 p.m. Crazy traffic. So it's just bad constantly.
There's like an hour or two in the middle of the day where you can go places, but besides that, it's like, nah, just stay home.
Even then, like the more and more people that move to Atlanta and are flowing to Atlanta, which they are, that little hour or whatever, like traffic used to start at, you used to know that traffic used to start at about 4. Now sometimes there are certain times where I go through the city, it's traffic at 2:00. And I'm like, why is it so backed up here? At 2:00. Now on Fridays, anything goes because ain't nobody at work. Everybody getting off work early. So traffic could be 1:00.
But traffic's going to get even worse now because school started back.
Well, I've already been dealing with that. Yeah, I've already been dealing with that. So my kid's in middle school now. So it used to be a lot easier when her bus would come at like 7 in the morning. And then I would just get her on the bus and I'd roll out. Her bus comes at like 8:20 now for middle school. So my ass ain't getting on the I know. At like 8:40, 8:45 or some shit. It's way later than both the high school and the elementary. Middle school is weird, but now I'm not hitting the road till like 8:30. So it's a shit show. I'm in the shit show. I'm in the muck every day, no matter how.
Hey, you know how our parents used to do? They got to be at work at 8. They dropping our asses off at 7. We at school with all the other kids sitting there doing homework.
Yeah, you go sit in the cafeteria. Yeah, you drink your free vitamin R milk. You know what I mean? This is horrible shit. And you were texting us from the Dodgers game. You were at the Dodgers game the other night.
Yeah. Jack Flaherty back in L.A.
Oh, you were with Jack?
Game.
Yeah, you went to see him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
His first game pitching at home, so I had to go check him out, make sure he did. Yeah, he did a pretty good job, even though late in the innings.
Did he get in?
I think 56. Yeah, he pitched. He had 10 strikeouts.
Oh, damn.
And then I think in the 5th and 6th they started tagging him a little bit.
So he started. I thought he would be. I mean, I figured they were going to give him some ramp up time.
As soon as he got here, I think he started like 2 days later in Oakland. Wow. And he had 9 strikeouts then, and he had 10 strikeouts.
He's had a pretty decent year.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. He got injured a couple of years back,
that kind of slowed him down a lot.
That kind of slowed him down. But
it was right after we had him on the show, I think, too.
Yeah.
He ended up getting hurt soon after that. So yeah, good for him, man. That's awesome.
I'm happy for him. Yeah,
good for him. And we do miss Freddie. You can always tell Freddie we miss him. Rob's texting us pictures of Freddie Freeman. I'm like, baby, come back. I'm like, come on. We miss you, dude. We miss Freddie.
And then he went right up to the plate and hit a home run.
Freaking hits one out. Because that's Freddie. By the way, we didn't talk about this because it's not worth talking about and it's kind of depressing, but thoughts and prayers to Freddie Freeman's family, man.
Yeah.
With what his son's going through, Maximus, with, and I can't remember the name of the disease he's got, but he's dealing with a pretty rare disease that causes, I guess, short-term paralysis at times and seizures and things like that. But he was out of the lineup for, I think it was like 8 or 9 days or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I saw the video of, and by the way, props to Dodgers fans, when he came back into the lineup and they gave him the standing ovation, and he was in full melt tears at the plate, trying to like get his head right, get to the plate and at bat. But thoughts and prayers to Freddie's family, man.
Absolutely.
Always
I know
a
how
friend.
hard that is.
Dude, that's
You know
terrible.
how hard it is to have a sick child, especially when you know what the diagnosis is. So
You lived through it, man. So it's just, dude. Yeah, anything having to do with your kids is just, man, it's tough. But good, props to Freddie and thinking about Freddie. And
since we on the Dodgers, we let Mookie came back. What about Mookie coming back and doing what he did?
Yeah.
I mean, that's Mookie Betts, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, we had the conversation on this show. He was supposed to be in the MVP conversation. What was it, last year, the year before? But Ronald was just too freaking good.
It was him and Ronald. And Ronald.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like if Mookie's healthy, he's always in that conversation. Man, he's that kind of player. He's just
just think about that lineup they got.
Oh, dude, it's out of control right now.
It's nasty at first.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But that's the Dodgers, man. That's L.A. It never fails. Some teams are an embarrassment of riches. Right now, the Dodgers are there.
Hey, but the pitching though, they got to get some pitching.
Well, I mean, that's everybody.
Kershaw you got one. This might be Kershaw's last year in the Dodgers.
Can I ask? Is he still pitching?
Yeah, he's still pitching.
He pitched 5 innings last night.
I ain't heard a peep out of Clayton Kershaw.
Well, that's because he's not the same Kershaw.
Yeah,
he had shoulder surgery, so last night was.
But like, man, you ain't heard nothing on of his name. When there was a time for probably 5-6 years, he was the number 1 pitcher in all of baseball.
I mean,
unstoppable. Yeah. And except for the postseason, it's probably not good for that. All right, look, man. We mentioned Team USA winning gold. I don't know how much of this you want to get into. I have a couple pieces of audio that I do want to play for you because I was kind of like, I don't know. I want to play the LeBron locker room stuff. I don't know how much of this you heard, if you heard any of it.
I haven't heard any.
Okay, so the audio's not the best. See if you can make this out. But this is leaked audio of LeBron in the locker room talking to Kevin Durant about why Steve Kerr is refusing to play Jason Tatum. And hell if I know how this got captured or leaked, but here it is. Let's see if you can make this out.
I mean, I know he's Steph and boys, but I don't think I can coach him again. I mean, he has no idea what he's doing. I don't know what he has against JT, but it's so childish. Like, why won't he play him? It makes no fucking sense. We need the help, and he's there. Why not just play him? Kerr is such a fucking idiot. He's still going to fucking even if we win the gold, it's not on coach. The guy is a fucking disaster.
So
I made out a lot of what he said.
Yeah, it's a mess, but it's a lot of like, if we got him, why wouldn't you play him? It doesn't make a damn lick of sense. And if at the end you kind of hear Durant kind of mutter in, "We still gonna win though," and Durant goes, "We're gonna win, but it's not because of coach. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing."
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you like, wow, because as much as people wanted to defend Kerr, and I think when you look at it, it's not the fact that they're saying, well, they're winning and they want to defend them by winning. We're not looking at that. We're looking at a guy who was an alternate that you planned before Tatum. I know we've gone all of this before, so even when your players are sitting there looking at scratching their head, there's a problem. So, but I don't think Kerr should be the coach next in 2028. He probably won't be.
Well, it looks like the rumors are he's going to step down.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun for someone else to step in. I was thinking about this while I was watching the women's team. I don't think any coach that coaches in the WNBA should coach the women's team, or the NBA should coach the team. Don't get me wrong. Take a college coach who has some stripes, throw them in there, because there's a lot of bias going on when they're in there.
You got a good point, actually. You have a really good point on this.
Yeah, and for me, I just think, because I looked at the girls' team, and I'm sitting over watching somebody who ain't playing, another person's playing. I'm like, what the fuck is she playing? She shouldn't be in the game. And I love Taurasi. I think Taurasi that was the best move they did, because Taurasi, she's losing the step, man. Yeah. When she benched her and played someone else, it was one of the things. It's like those coaches, they play their players, they play the people they're afraid of, and you can't do that, man. You can't do that. You got to play the best talent who's rolling. Like, well, this is the best team. Oh, shit. You don't know who's the best team because chemistry happens out of nowhere sometimes. A team that you don't even have together have chemistry. So I just call bullshit on a lot of these coaches, what they did to a lot of these Olympic players.
Well, the U.S. team, I mean, they had it right for a while when Coach K was the coach. And, obviously very well respected. Obviously everything that he did at Duke and just how a lot of the NBA guys valued him. Kobe valued him. Melo valued him, and they all respected him. They didn't look at him like, who is this college coach just walking in here telling, Coach K is respected all around. And I think, I do think you have a point. It's just now you got to figure out, okay, who do you bring in that's going to garner kind of that level of respect if they're not an NBA coach? Because there are guys who don't even respect certain NBA coaches anyway. Some of these guys, they definitely ain't going to respect some of these college coaches coming in here. So it's got to be somebody that's revered, somebody that's respected on all fronts, on the college front and on the pro front.
Well, you look at the team, let's say, this is the Olympic team. Like, let's say nobody from the Knicks were on the team. Okay, Thibodeau, you're going to be the coach. How would you feel about that? Like if no coach has any player in the game,
can I play devil's advocate? Though, is there a reason why he doesn't have any players on the Olympic team? Because
it's just the team sucks.
The team sucks, but
they don't have. But you got to think about he doesn't have the upper echelon players.
I don't know. Here's my thing though. It has to be a coach that's shown to be able to do things on this type of a level, in the sense that we all of our problems with Kerr were how you're lining these guys up and how you're rolling them out and who's playing and who's not and what formations are working. So if you're going to bring in a coach that is not used to that, then they better be able to drop some plays and find a way to make this thing work.
Here's the thing. Let's take a coach, for instance, who didn't win a championship when I played. Every player loved him, Don Nelson. Okay. I know that. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter if you don't have the guys to get there. It's about if the guys believe in your X and O's. Don Nelson was a hell of a coach. A lot of guys would want to play for him. And it's just one of those things. Like, think about it. Thibodeau. He is one of the most respected coaches out there because he don't give a shit who you are. He says you're gonna play defense. I was just using him as an example.
Right. Hell, but I'm just saying, whoever you pick, they better have.
Let's take Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd doesn't have any state. His best player on the
but that's right. And then now, so there's a guy that's a former player that might relate maybe a little bit more to some of those guys.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think either way you go, they got to be they got to be respected. You know, they have to be. Guys have to buy in and have to say, okay, cool, we can follow this guy. I do know, like on the women's side. Now, she did coach this player, but Dawn Staley will be a hell of a coach for that woman's team. Now, Asia Wilson is her girl.
Right.
But
at
the
same time,
last Olympics, so she won. So I don't know if they're gonna bring her back. Which I don't know why they didn't keep her there.
Yeah. I mean, but even though Asia's her girl, Asia, there's no way in the world there's no way in the world you don't play Asia. I don't care who the coach is. You're playing Asia Wilson. So whether that's your girl or that's not, you play Asia Wilson because she's Asia Wilson.
It's the Steph Curry problem. You know what I mean? You're always going to play Steph Curry. It doesn't matter if he plays for Coach Kerr.
It doesn't matter.
Like going to the female, I can, maybe, sometimes you don't know what's going on if someone's hurt. Like, I love Jewel Lloyd. And she couldn't touch the fucking floor. I'm like, was she hurt? I'm like, I don't know. And I love Sabrina, but Sabrina, she didn't have a good one. She didn't play good. Not one. I think she had one good game, maybe.
Now, here's the thing.
She had a lot of turnovers.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I think when you look at women and deservingly so, is supposed to be on that team. But that then goes into the conspiracy theory of, are some of these people getting enough playtime because they're also Nike athletes? So, we had the whole Jaylen Brown thing over with the men's team. Now you're also talking about things with the women's team from the standpoint of, okay.
See, I say no on that.
Maybe not. I'm just saying he brought up Ionescu. She's a Nike athlete.
And here's the thing, though. You're right. Now, for that to happen, though, Nike would have to line a lot of pockets. And there's almost no way in today's world that something about that doesn't get out in the universe and Nike doesn't look like a complete shit show for it happening. So maybe there have been conversations inside Nike about, well, what if we grease the coach a little bit to make sure... They are going to shut that down fast because if that gets out in the world, it's
no. Of course they're going to shut it down. Yeah. They're smart to shut it down. I'm just saying that just because just because you shut something like that down, that doesn't mean that it's not true.
Yeah,
it just means
behind the scenes greasing.
Yeah, I'm saving my butt. I'm never gonna admit to that. But when you start talking about certain people who may be getting certain play time over others, people had their conspiracy theories. You know, Jaylen Brown didn't have the greatest thing to say about Nike. Well,
All of a sudden,
you know.
Yeah.
I think that one was, the way it panned out was the way it was supposed to pan out. It's that you gotta have two guys that's gonna have to sit, and that was supposed to be white, but it didn't work out like that.
Not so much.
So but let's go to Tyrese Halliburton. Though, you gotta give him.
Just thinking that when you said two guys got to sit, I'm like,
spirit, man.
Tyrese Halliburton had his feet up for the whole Olympics, man.
He's having a good time, man. But and think about it. He understood. He knows that pecking order, which you always talk about. And he said, "Hey, what was this comment? Like he's like that kid on the group project.
Assigned his name to the group project. Yep, that's right. That's absolutely
I love
right.
that one. I love that.
But he's also a guy. Because how old is Halliburton?
Oh, mid-20s, late 20s.
Is it early?
Is he early 20s? I don't know how.
I don't think he's older than 25.
Okay, I'll look it up. Go ahead.
But I also think now that he's been on the team, even though he didn't play, he does have
he's 24. Shit.
So he'll be 28 for the 20. Let's say he wants to come back and play for Team USA at 28. Now he could possibly have a bigger role. He's been with the team before. He may not have played enough, but he has that experience. You're gonna have to fill out that team. There's gonna be no LeBron, no KD, no Steph. Them guys ain't playing on the 2028 Olympics. They'll be 40 years old. They're not doing that.
You never know. Women might get his citizenship and play for the U.S.
He might.
You never know.
I mean,
we can already
he might Joel Embiid this shit is what you're saying.
I can already tell you the next guys that are up. He's a leader now. Ant's gonna have to step up, and he will, because we saw him step up for these Olympics. But he's gonna be a frontline guy. Who else? I think Halliburton.
I think Jaylen Brown gets
Jaylen Brown.
I really do. I think he's too damn good not to.
If Jason Tatum wants to come back and play for Team USA, he'll be a frontline guy this go round.
Jaylen Brown.
All of them.
Jaylen's too good not to. I texted you guys a picture of Jason Tatum in his Olympic uniform. The meme that was going around was, if I text you this, it's like, what are you doing? I text you a picture of Jason Tatum. What does that mean? It means I'm not doing nothing. It means I'm just sitting around doing nothing. So I do want to, you know what? Let's just relish in a couple of things here. I want to play Steph. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's that?
No. Go ahead.
I just wanted to play the Steph daggers down the line against France, especially the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one might go down in history as one of the best shots in Olympic basketball. But here's just a little quick montage of the daggers down the line for Steph Curry.
Curry, jab, triple, he sticks it!
Steph, say calm down, everybody.
It's down. Curry, step back, pump, Curry, ridiculous!
That's unfair.
Steph Curry, kick, Curry, again. You already know! Curry, dancing on Batum, over the double team. Oh! It's a golden dagger!
A golden dagger for Steph Curry.
It's crazy.
They were calling him the devil named Curry on the French broadcast.
That's crazy.
The funny part is where they put out the joke about how they're going to take the curry sauce out of McDonald's out in France.
Shit's gone down, man. We can do that, though.
Hey, look, what did he do? Put everybody to sleep.
Put everybody to sleep. Put the whole world to sleep, man.
That was
unbelievable.
Because there were moments and times where we saw throughout this where obviously Steph didn't have the best games, but Steph showed up when he was supposed to every time. And to show up the way he did in that gold medal game, I mean, talk about putting on the show.
He's unconscious.
Yeah.
I mean, then when he gets into that mode, it's just like, kick him the ball. He can't miss. I mean, that shot over the double team at the end.
That's crazy.
I mean, they're literally, I saw him throw the shot up, and I'm like, what is he doing? and it freaking goes down, and I'm like, unreal.
When you hot, you hot.
Yeah.
I forgot. We forgetting about another guy that's young that's going to be on the Olympic team. It's going to be Ja Morant. I thought about that.
That's true.
I've forgotten about Ja Morant altogether.
Because we just ain't talked about him at all.
Well, he's been out.
Man. Yeah, I know, but it's like, as such, his name hasn't come up.
I was just thinking about young faces, but you got to love Ant-Man. Ant-Man, he has some good commentary. What he said about that shot, like, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Oh, that's Steph Curry. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. And I think that was all of us because everybody was like, why is he shooting? Oh, it's Steph. Yeah. I mean, shoot from the logo. Go nuts, man.
But Ant-Man is going to be. Yeah, he just turned 23. He'll be 27 then for the 28 Olympics. He's going to be at the forefront. He's going to be able to lead that team.
He plays this way, absolutely.
He's going to be able to lead that team to another Olympic gold in 28.
They're going to need some bigs, so I think Kat will probably be on that team too.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
But you got to need some bigs, man.
You do need some bigs.
Because think about it. If Wemby doesn't come over to
you gotta hope and pray that Wemby wants to play for the U.S. You gotta hope and pray.
Yeah, no.
So you're going to have to need some big bodies. You're going to have to need some big bodies.
Do you think
there's no more bigs in this league?
Do you think AD goes in 28?
Nah, man.
How old is Anthony?
30? 31?
30, 31?
He'd be 35.
I don't know how that body gonna hold up.
He's already made of porcelain, so
I don't know how that body is gonna hold up. Is you think Bam goes back?
Bam is he's a different breed, man. I think Bam goes
Anthony
back.
Davis, by the way, AD's 31.
So it'd be 35.
I would like to see Bam back there.
Yeah, I love Bam. I think Bam should be back.
He might have maybe a little bit bigger of a role. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should be interesting.
They gonna still have a nice team sitting there waiting in 2028.
I don't think, and I think this kind of flows over into the next topic when we start talking about just LeBron and his legacy. We sometimes, we always go back to LeBron and his legacy and how we don't really appreciate things because we're watching it in the moment. Like, we're getting very, very, very close to not having LeBron James in the NBA, when it comes to the next Olympics, and having that level of leadership and having a guy like that, when it comes to the last, 4 Olympics he was in, or 3 Olympics he was in, something like that. And even a guy like KD, those guys who have been solid rocks for this league over the last 15 years plus.
20
and then
years.
20, yeah. Well, LeBron, 20 years plus.
Yeah.
And even I don't know. It just kind of feels as though I understand guys got to grow and take that next level because those guys that we're talking about now weren't always where they are now. Yeah. But it feels like with those guys getting older and kind of going off into the sunset, it almost just kind of feels like, dang, is the world catching up to?
No,
that was the conversation.
You feel like that because those are the people that you watched as a little kid that's still in the league. Think about you got these kids now that are coming up. They're looking at Jason Tatum. They're looking at the Jalen in Houston. They're looking at Ja. Now, by the time they're 4 years, you think about you go from middle school to high school. Now you're like, oh shit, I just watched the Olympics.
Yeah,
you're not thinking about cartoons. You think about it. And that's the people that they're looking at. You like me, I'm thinking about the dream team. I'm like, oh, this is da-da-da-da. Now it's like, okay. And it's so funny how people like saying the dream team was the best team. Now people saying this team was the best team. Who gives a shit?
Well, what
man?
about and people just skip right over the redeem team like they some scrubs.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just saying though, but you got to go by the first team and the team now. They're always looking at the present and the past. And that's like in the middle. That don't really count. But for me, I just like both teams were great. Let's just admire them for what it was and don't compare them because who knows? Who knows?
I think with LeBron, it's a little because you're right about the when you're thinking about the dream team and then you think, okay, Michael and everybody's passing on. Who's the next ones to come up? Now you got Kobe and everybody else. So the league is still in good hands. Yeah. I think this league is still in good hands. I think when you think about somebody, I think it's in great hands. But I think when it's a special case when you're talking about LeBron. Because he's played through.
Whoa! Don't even.
No.
You're going to say it was a special case about MJ and Magic.
It is. I'm just talking about. I think MJ's the greatest player of all time. So this isn't about who's the greatest. Mm-hmm. It's about a longevity thing. Yeah. We've had LeBron for 20 years at this level.
But here's the thing. You should be talking about KD instead because KD is the one who's won 4 for 4 or 5 goals.
I mentioned those three.
LeBron.
I mentioned KD, I mentioned LeBron, and I mentioned Steph. The only reason why I mentioned LeBron is because LeBron was the clear-cut leader of this team. He's been the clear-cut outside of when Kobe was there. That these teams have belonged to LeBron.
You know, I always laugh at people who say, "Oh, this guy was a leader," because we on the outside looking in. We don't know if the leader was Drew Holiday. We don't know if the leader was, no, because you seeing LeBron talk on the outside.
I'm seeing how the guys react to LeBron.
But I'm just saying because he's handling the ball, he's a point guard, so they're going to react like that. So my whole point is, you don't know who was in this, like KD in that conversation you just had. Mm-hmm. KD to me came across as a leader. Like, we ain't worried about that shit, man. We still gonna win go.
Yeah.
So this is how when I talk about this and people who's like, oh, because the guy's doing all this shit, got antics, oh, this guy got heart. Just because the guy who's sitting over here not doing all that doesn't mean he doesn't have heart. We don't know who was in that. It could have been Steph. Think about Steph.
Okay.
Steph is respected by everybody.
Absolutely.
Just because he's not pointing and saying and stuff, don't mean he's a leader. To me, the leader is the most important person in the locker room. He is the one, and that's the part that the public never gets to see. Mm-hmm. Because it's not about what you do on the court for show. There's so many guys who do all these antics and shit. That don't mean shit to me. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck. It's about how you get in that huddle. It's about how you really get in that locker room. It's really how you get in that locker room after a loss.
Right.
Who is the leader or a close game? So those are the leaders. So don't go by what you see from the outside. So you got to go by what's from the inside.
You're right. I think everything you're saying is right. But I think it doesn't refute my point at all. Everything you said don't refute my point. Because here's the thing. Yes, Steph is one of the leaders. We talked about the three.
Yeah.
LeBron, Steph, KD. Yes. Those are the three. However, all these guys play in the league. And even when they're on their respective teams, and we've seen it when they've come together, nominating LeBron as the one to be the flag carrier for the USA. The way these guys speak about him.
Was that them or was that the Olympic Committee?
I don't know who nominates that. I don't know who nominates that, but I'm pretty sure the guys didn't refute it.
Well, I know they're gonna refute it. Like if the boss comes down and say, "Hey, you gotta do this," you do that.
But why didn't? But my thing is, I'm not knocking any of the other guys. What I'm saying is, there's a clear cut. It's not taking anything away from Steph. It's not taking anything away from KD.
Go and say what we had a conversation about a couple weeks ago about pecking order.
It is, yes. There is a pecking order.
So now you understand, because you didn't agree with my pecking order when we talk about the Lakers and talk about how, AD doesn't get the ball. And I'm like, it's a pecking order. These guys don't understand the pecking order. These are more mature guys who've been like, they understand the pecking order. LeBron is the most senior of all seniors. He's 40 years old. Of course you're going to look and listen to your elders.
But it's not even just the fact that he's 40 years old. He's 40 years old and still considered the best player.
Yeah.
He's 40 years old and still considered the best player. It's not like Magic. It's not like Magic in 92 and Bird in 92 where we respected their career and everything that they did for the NBA. I always call those two guys probably the most important two guys in NBA history because of what they did for the league at that time and where we are now. So you're not taking that away from them. But they weren't the best two guys on that team. That team belonged to Michael Jordan. They knew that. But LeBron at 40 years old, some of these guys are 15. Ant-Man is 23 years old. Ant-Man will tell you, I understand Ant said, hey, everything go through me, and I love his confidence. I love him. He's from Atlanta, so I love him even more. But Ant-Man, if you sat Ant-Man down, he know who that leader of that team is. He knows. Everybody knew. KD and them they're right there with
seniority. It boils down to seniority. Yeah.
But it also boils down to the fact it's seniority and play. He's still the best player on that team. Mm-hmm. No disrespect to nobody else.
Steph Curry might have something to say about that.
That's cool.
Steph,
yeah.
He's not, to me, he's not the best player on the team. He's one of the best players on the team. He's not the best. So
okay, well, let's listen to Coach Kerr.
When they were in trouble, they gave the ball to KD, and KD got him out
everybody
of that
had their moments. Don't get me wrong, but the MVP of that team was LeBron James.
Okay, well, let's listen.
He was the MVP.
Let's listen to Coach Kerr throw flowers at LeBron James.
What a blessing to coach him finally after all these years of coaching against him and trying to figure out how to beat him, and to watch him up close. I've said this these past few weeks, just to see his approach, to see his professionalism, how coachable he is. And then, of course, just how gifted he is at everything. Every part of the game he seems to have mastered. And I'm thrilled to have been able to coach him these last 6 weeks. And I'm a LeBron fan for life.
There you go.
Look at
so
that.
all the things you just said, Coach Kerr kind of summed it up with, what a blessing.
Hey,
What a
let me
blessing.
just say this.
What a blessing.
You think about people who got a lot of pull. There's no more pull than that guy right there, LeBron. You think he's not going to say something bad? I mean, say something good about him? He just fucked over Jason Tatum.
I was going to say, LeBron's in the locker room calling you a fucking idiot. You're out here going, flowers. Flowers, sir.
Hey, I got to find a way to save face somehow. I fucked over Jason Tatum. I know. Let's go to the shiniest star and just add to that.
Hey, man. Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it is the truth. What is he gonna say bad about LeBron James? He's gone to war with LeBron James a few times,
including on this team and in this locker room.
About LeBron.
No, it's just. I mean, even if you don't like the man for whatever reason, from a basketball perspective, you ain't got nothing wrong to say about him.
Mm-mm.
Well, no, you can't. But it's just it amuses the hell out of me that that word got back to Steve Kerr that LeBron shit on him hard in the locker room, and Steve Kerr's in front of the cameras going, "I'm a LeBron fan for life. I love that.
Of course
guy.
you are.
I love that guy. Oh, he's the best.
That man brought me a gold medal.
Hey, and the back of his mind says,
Dick.
Yeah. I mean,
my guy got that.
That's what it is.
My guy hit the golden dagger. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, he did. the greatest shooter of all time.
Mm-hmm. Rumors, by the way, that Eric Spoelstra might be stepping in.
That's not bad at all.
For the 28 Olympics.
Not bad at all.
You good with Eric?
Bam starting.
Bam's every game. Every game.
Bam starting.
Every game. Every game. All right, well, we do have some league-type stuff outside the Olympics to kind of get into. Not a ton of it, but Christmas Day games got announced.
Yep.
Hey, I guarantee the NBA
Why?
Because I guarantee they'll make that Golden State versus the Celtics.
Oh, God.
They'll be like, oh, we fucked this one off.
We broke this one.
I'm going to put it to you like this. The NBA should be upset for another reason. There better not be no football games on Christmas Day. Because you know what? It cuts right into them ratings. And the NFL do not care because the NFL says, you know what? Historically, this has been y'all's day, NBA, until we put football on Christmas Day. And what happened the last couple of years that's happened?
They won't do it this year because Christmas falls on a Wednesday. I don't think the NFL will do that.
I don't think the NFL don't care nothing about that. NFL will play football if football can be played on a Thursday, it can be played on a Wednesday.
No, but you got to think that's a short week for someone. That's a really, really short week.
When has the NFL ever cared? It's about money. It's a short week playing from Sunday to Thursday.
The player's going to be like, man, fuck you.
They don't have no say-so in that.
Shit, why?
It's money. It's all the
I know it's money, but at the end of the day, y'all, I think sometimes you forget the Players Association has a lot of power.
Not in the NFL, they don't. Not what it's looked like.
I guarantee if the Players Association, we ain't doing that shit, you ain't doing
They
it.
ain't having it.
Hey, Rob, guess what? Guess what's finna happen soon?
What's that?
They finna go to 18 games.
Oh, that's absolutely going to happen.
They fought
already
tooth and
at
nail
17.
not to do 17.
Yeah.
They got to 17. Guess what they finna go to next? 18. You finna have an 18-game season.
Yeah, 2 preseason games and go,
games.
man.
You don't think so? How much you want to bet?
So how many preseason games did I play? Four?
They're going to go to 2.
Oh. Okay, well, yeah, they're taking out a preseason game. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's inevitable.
NFL going to play on Wednesday.
And NFL.
They going to play on Christmas.
I got news for you. The NBA can roll a basketball out on Thanksgiving Day. The NFL does not give a shit.
They don't.
Hey, let me just say this. If David Stern was still live and breathing,
Oh, my goodness.
I guarantee you they wouldn't play.
They would not be
playing on Wednesday.
What? Hold on. Wait. What David Stern going to do? What David Stern going to tell the NFL?
Oh,
Dude, you okay? Well, he ain't going to go into that one, but okay.
David Stern was notorious for imposing his will upon people as
yes,
much.
Exactly.
Other leagues, television networks, if you will, team owners, that sort of thing.
You know I love my basketball on Christmas Day. And most people look at that as the kickoff to basketball season
Well,
anyway.
because we ain't been paying attention for 2 months. We don't give a shit.
But I also know the power of the engine called the NFL. And when football season is here, That's what most people pay attention to.
Nobody's denying the power. They own Sunday.
They own Monday.
Yeah.
They football on Saturday. That's college.
Oh, college.
That's college.
We'll get to college football.
They own Thursday.
Get to college football in a minute.
They own 4 days out of the week.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here are the Christmas Day games that we got announced. San Antonio at the Knicks. Minnesota at Dallas. There you go.
That's
your Western Conference Finals rematch. I'll take that.
Knocked you out.
Sixers at the Celtics.
Yeah.
That's a good
I like
one.
that. You can see Paul George. Lakers at Golden State.
Of course, always.
Lakers at Golden State.
As long as Steph and LeBron are there, always.
As you gonna get it. And then Denver at Phoenix, which I'm like, just because I don't think Phoenix really.
Well, it's still KD.
It's Durant.
I would have rather had Denver versus Timberwolves.
Okay.
I would have had that, and then Dallas
and Phoenix.
Dallas and Phoenix, yeah. Because the Luka talking shit to Booker.
That's right.
Matchup.
The very famous meme of him looking over at him, smiling.
So that one, and nobody really cares about the Lakers Warriors on Christmas anymore.
It's just tradition with the Lakers,
and it's like you said, it's arguably the two biggest names in the NBA.
The biggest names, I think that's why they putting it in there. But it's like you want to see a good game at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
you can't market a good game with nobody. They want to market Steph versus LeBron.
And the funny part, I'm looking at it as a good game overall, but then I sit here and like, you dumbass, you got the two best players in the game, two of the best players in the game, Christmas Day. Okay, let's do that.
That's what they want. By the way, Giannis not too thrilled. He put up on Twitter, no Christmas game, 2 laughy face emojis, meaning the Bucks got snubbed off Christmas Day.
Hey, I'll be like, yes.
I know.
I hated playing on Christmas.
Enjoy that shit.
I keep telling y'all.
I think he just feels like it's more disrespect.
I keep telling y'all, because of Giannis, his injuries, this Bucks team is flying under the radar. A lot of people are not talking about the Bucks. They're an afterthought. They're a threat.
I'm not going to talk about it. Want to know why? Because they stay fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And you want to know else why? They bench sucks. So I ain't talking about it.
Can we throw Doc Rivers into the mix too? Like we just give a number of reasons why we don't talk about the Bucks. But I feel like the Bucks have got a narrative they got to kind of overcome here. And if that's what it means, if they leave you off the Christmas Day slate, you put that shit up on the bulletin board, and you look at it we didn't play on Christmas. That's how little they think of us. That's how little they think of us.
Whatever you got to use as motivation.
Whatever, man. You do it. Knicks playing on Christmas, y'all ain't. Just saying. Giannis. All right,
that's because Adam don't want to travel too far for a game.
Well, ain't that the truth? We're gonna play a game coming up in a little while called Bet on Yourself, which I think you guys are gonna like. It should be fun, or it'll suck. We'll figure it out. Noah Lyles. Do you want to talk about Noah Lyles real quick? Dude had a tumultuous week.
COVID.
So we talked about him winning the men's 100 by like 5,000ths of a second.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he has the big high.
Yep.
And then it immediately goes COVID because he finished third?
We got bronze.
The 200?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it was like, well, I had COVID. And I was like, oh, okay. So he had COVID.
And he has asthma.
Yeah, and asthma. And then he was out at the club like a night later. So there's all sort of stuff flying around.
Didn't he do the Paul Pierce? He got wheeled up in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Get me off the court. I got to take a shit. And then we got this piece that came out, and I'm trying to remember who wrote this, but it's on here somewhere.
It's about Adidas.
He got invited to the Adidas event, the Anthony Edwards Adidas event.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you want to do what? Said Lyles. You want to invite me to an event for a man who hasn't even been to an NBA Finals in a sport that you don't even care about, and you're giving him a shoe. No disrespect, the man's an amazing athlete. He's having a heck of a year. I love that they saw the insight to give him a shoe because they saw he was going to be big. All I'm asking is, how could you not see that for me? Is what Noah Lyles took some exception to the fact that he got invited to this event.
Go ahead, Rob.
Noah, you play a sport it makes a shit ton of money, and your shoe makes a shit ton of money. So that's why we're going to give you a contract.
You talking about Anthony Edwards?
No, I'm just saying that. I'm just being facetious. I'm just talking about him.
Oh, him? No, nobody. Look, if you hadn't won the 100 men's meter or shit on the NBA champions for calling themselves NBA champions, no one would know who Noah Lyles was.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards, more or less, if you're an NBA fan, you know who Anthony Edwards is.
Yeah.
Dog.
That's why he's got a shoe. Calm down.
People were with you a little bit. You won one goal in 100, and you proved yourself right. Okay, cool. Then the men's USA team won gold, so now they are the world champions. You wanted them to prove it, they proved it. Okay, cool. Now you just enter in some territory where it's like, bro, you just think you just all high and mighty and better than everybody else. Now you got to really relax because now you sit up here talking about one of the league's up-and-coming superstars at a tender age of 23, just turned 23.
Yeah.
Up-and-coming superstars in the NBA. I believe Ant-Man will win a title during his career at some point. That's my belief. And to build some level of camaraderie, to build possible relationships and things of that nature. Bro, you crap all over that? Mm-hmm. You took an opportunity to crap all over that for what reason? Because he ain't won a title yet? Bro, do you know how many there are guys in the league who have shoes that haven't won titles? It's not about championships. It's about marketability. It's hard to market track athletes. There's not people just walking around in track shoes.
Don't get me wrong. Nike and Adidas have tried every year for the Olympics to build marketing campaigns around the track athletes.
It doesn't work.
It never really goes where they want it to go.
Because people want shoes that they can wear on it, unless you're going to create an actual just regular tennis shoe that reflects whatever Noah Lyles, whatever.
Some sort of running cleat or some shit.
But no one's just running around saying, "Man, you know what? I gotta get that Noah Lyles running cleat, bro, before they fly off the shelves." Nobody's doing that.
There's a line at Dick's Sporting Goods, man. They're gonna be gone fast. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? There's some basketball player shoes that don't sell as well as they would want. You know what I'm saying?
And think about Steph Curry's shoe. It don't sell as well as they want.
Not in any way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, not in any way.
So I think and
there may be no more marketable brand on the planet than guys like Steph Curry.
Yeah. When you look at it, man, I think at the end of the day, he's like, what can I do to bring the spotlight on me?
I hate that though, because it makes it hard to root for you now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we want you to win.
Yeah, we everybody was tuning in to watch you for 10 seconds. Now you're an afterthought for 4 more years. If you're able to make it to Olympics, that man is not going to be an afthorthought for 4 more years.
This is Rob's sex life. You know what I mean? You're there for 10 seconds and you're an afterthought for like 4 years.
That man didn't have to attack you like that.
I don't care.
I really don't give a fuck.
Neither do I, JJ. Before we get off of this too, Noah Lyles, I do want to play this. So the Noah Lyles story came up with Kay Adams, who does a show called Up and Adams for NFL Network and a podcast and all kinds of other stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's at Dolphins camp. She brings this stuff up to Tyreek Hill. And here's Tyreek Hill talking on Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles can't say nothing after what just happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Then he want to come out and pretend like he's sick. I feel like that's like horseradish. So for him to like do that and say that we're not world champions of like our sport, says like, come on, bro, like just speak on what you know about, you know what I'm saying, and that's track.
Would you like to race him when he gets home?
I would beat Noah Lyles.
You think so?
I would beat Noah Lyles.
Like by a lot?
No, I wouldn't beat him by a lot, but I would beat Noah Lyles.
I'd like to see that happen.
And guess what? When I beat him, I'm gonna put on a COVID mask and let him know I mean business.
I love it.
I love the Cheetah, man. That is as good as it gets for me, dude. He said that's horseradish. I've never heard that before. Instead of bullshit, he called it horseradish.
Well, he tried to keep it.
I
clean.
know, but I love the expression. I love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, because now you're gonna have to write a check that you're gonna have to cash. Now you shooting at a lot of these guys who haven't done anything to you.
Hey, and they, by the way, if you wouldn't have talked shit, they all would have held your name up and been like, "This man he's the man. Love that guy." Now everybody's like, "Fuck that guy. I want to race him. I want to beat his ass and embarrass him." And it's like, that's a tough PR move, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know who his PR people are, but they're looking at him like,
I said this when he came out earlier, a while back, and said, "Look, when he said when the Celtics won the NBA championship, he said, "What are they? Everybody saying they're the champions of the world." He's like, "They're not the champions of the world." And well, I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, they are. The best talents in the NBA."
Oh, as was on display in the Olympics, by the way. Because every country that had a shot had NBA players all over their roster.
Like, if that, I said that then, and we're like, it doesn't matter if they call themselves the champions of the world because this is where the best basketball is played.
Yes.
It doesn't mean it's the only place where basketball is played, it's where the best basketball is played. So now that they went on and proved it in the Olympics, which they shouldn't have had to do, because we already know this, what else do you have to, like at some point in time, bro, you're just trying to pick a fight with people. Yeah. For what reason?
Trying to stay relevant, I guess.
I don't know any NBA player on Team USA that had to get wheeled off in a wheelchair. No disrespect. Yeah. And then going out partying the next night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like this is just a move to keep his name relevant. As long as people know me, they'll talk about me. I don't know. But I'm like, dog, now you got to race Tyreek Hill, man. Good luck. Have fun with that.
You got to race the Cheetah.
You got to race the Cheetah.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you. We appreciate you winning gold in the 100. You did your thing, and we saluted you for that, and we're going to always salute you for that. But then when you turn around and you come in third, now as you have COVID, and, you know, if he has asthma, we can't say anything about that. He has asthma.
But you won the 100 meter by a fart. I mean, by like 5,000ths of a second.
He still won it.
I know.
Mm-hmm. You know, it is what it, because them other guys are fast
like
too.
Usain Bolt, where he just looked behind him while he was crossing the finish line. You know what I mean?
That's true.
All right. Preseason football. Have you watched a lot of preseason football? Preseason's
just
back.
a little bit.
I got one story here.
I just watched Chicago Bears. I want to see how Caleb played. Yeah.
He looked good.
Looked all right. How do you feel about the new kickoff rule? It's a little weird. I think it's just going to take getting used to.
I think I was going to say the same thing, but it's safer for the athletes, and I like that. I know guys probably saying, you changing tradition, but
I don't care about that.
It's kind of cool though, because now it's almost like a running play.
Yeah,
it
pretty much is. Yeah, it's like, except you got 11 guys blocking for you up front.
Well, they wanted to be, obviously they did that. They wanted it to be more safe, and they're hoping that doing things this way will generate more excitement on the kickoff.
And not a lot of
collisions, obviously, part of the safety. So we'll see. I think it's going to take some getting used to. We'll see how this looks in the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had the starters out there, or the main guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Panthers team plane on their way back from New England slid off the runway.
Jeez.
Seriously?
Yeah. When they arrived home, their plane slid off the runway at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. This was 2:30 in the morning. Delta airline flight slid off the runway when they landed.
Scary stuff,
That's
boy.
terrifying. Have you ever had any kind of weird close calls when you're traveling like that?
Only when I was in college. We were, I think it was where you got 15 players on the basketball team, and back then was only 5 coaches. Everybody threw up but 3 of us. It was one of those flights where motherfuckers thought they was about to die. It was bad, man. It was
like a lot of turbulence.
Turned sideways one time. I mean, it was bad, and it was like I was sitting next to my guy Melvin Cheetah. He grabbed me in the headlock, started screaming, "We gonna die!" I'm like, dude, let me go, man. You making me scared. I'm like, come on, stop, man. So shit.
That's like out of a movie. That's great.
You remember what happened to the Utah Jazz a few years ago in their plane?
No.
Who was it? I think the story was a bird ended up running into the engine and killing one of the engines. And they end up doing some form of a nosedive, but eventually the pilot made an emergency landing. And a lot of people on that plane, all the guys were calling their parents and families.
2021, Utah Jazz shaken but unharmed after team plane forced into emergency landing after a bird strike.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't remember this story.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell and them guys were talking about they were texting their family saying, hey, we don't know if we're going to make it. We love you, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But the pilot was able to make an emergency landing.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, the first thing I did when we went up there and hugged the shit out of his ass.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm like, hold on. Hey, let me go now, dog. No, I'm not letting you go.
He's good, man.
Bro, that's crazy. A bird
you saved my life.
running into the end. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to that damn flight that they had to let what's his name, Sully, had to land in the What the hell did he land at? The Hudson River?
Oh, yeah.
He had to put that plane down in the river. It was the same thing. It was like geese or some shit. Got up into the engine. And just
that is
blew out
true.
the engines. He had to land that in the river.
That is true.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm good. I'm not going to fly for a while, I think, now after all these
Hey, and I got to go to China on the 18th, and y'all just said,
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I
That's a
forgot.
long. How long of a flight is that?
18, I think. 18.
Oh, by the way, and that's a good note. We'll be off next week because Rob's going to be in China for a week. So, we'll take the week off, man. We'll get a week off and get to. We'll put something out. I don't know. We'll go look for some of our best bullshit. Put some of that out. I don't know.
Our best games.
Our best game. We could do a show full of games, man. And there's been some bangers. There's been a few fights and a couple arguments.
That is true.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll see how today's goes. It could end up making the list. Big shot of the week is going to go to Orlando Magic guard Cole Anthony. Cole was one of the guys who started the 50 Ways Foundation to eliminate financial barriers for families who want to enroll their kids in basketball programs and just pretty much all over the place. They just did a big back-to-school event. They raised a ton of stuff for kids going back to school in the Orlando area. And he said, for me, I come from some pretty good upbringing. My parents installed good values in me. One of the values they instilled was always to give back wherever you could. And this was why they started 50 Ways. And he just basically does this every year and gives a lot of his time to it. And just a very cool event that was kind of in the news this week. And just a big shot to Cole Anthony, man. Good event.
Yeah.
Good for you for taking care of your community, dude.
Right.
That's cool.
You gotta really love that when guys take the time to give back to the kids in the community because the community, some places help raise you. So
Yeah. Good. Just good on him, man. Big shot of the week to Cole Anthony. All right, let's see how this game goes. I have to explain the rules to you a little bit. Hopefully it's not confusing. I don't think it's confusing. This game's called Bet on Yourself. So we have 7 rounds. I'm going to give you your category for your question. It's just one question. And then you get to bet how many points you want to put on that category. 1, 2, or 3. If you get the question right, you will get those points. If you miss it, you will lose those points. So yeah, if you suck ass in this game, you could owe me points at the end of the game. In which case I will have to collect. So like for instance, Robert, or your first category here is wild animals. Wild animals. How many points do you want to bet on what you know about wild animals?
2.
2 points for Rob. All right, here's your 2-point question, Rob. By the way, all of these are true or false. Okay, so I did that to keep things fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
True or false, for 2 points, the unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
True.
And ladies and gentlemen, Robert Ory is on the board. Yeah, that's a 2-point question.
You
Good job.
probably don't know how I know that, huh?
Oh, go, man. What do you?
It's from my goddaughter told me that.
Your goddaughter told you that the unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
I said bullshit, and she's like, "No, look it up."
And then they were like, "Please don't say bullshit to our young daughter." All right, Harp.
Yo.
Your category is dirty birds.
The ones I know are the Falcons.
How many points do you want to bet on dirty birds? 1, 2, or 3?
We'll go in the middle. We'll do 2.
All right, 2-point question. Here it is. True or false? A group of crows is called a homicide.
A group of crows is called a homicide. That sounds too weird not to be true. Jeez, that is false.
A group of crows is called a murder.
Boom.
There you go.
Oh, it's called a murder.
It's called a
so
murder.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
I
never knew
that one too.
You knew that as well?
I knew that one, yeah.
A murder of crows.
I've never. Yeah.
Yeah,
and by the way, every now and then there's a bunch of crows in our neighborhood that gather up, and I'm like, I don't like that.
Murder.
And if you look at it, it's a bunch of other like crows who have that. It's not crows, but some other.
Ravens.
They have really crazy. Yeah, they have really crazy names for them when they gather together. So
okay, well that'll be another game. name that group of birds. All right, Rob, number 2. Here's the male. It never fails. Is your category? Tell me about the male. How many points do you want to bet on what you know about the U.S. male?
2.
2 points for Robert Ory. Your 2-point question. True or false? There are over 50,000 zip codes in the U.S.
True.
No, there's way less than that. There's about 41,000. So not quite 50,000.
That's still a lot.
Still a lot of zip codes.
That's still a lot of zip codes.
Not quite that many. All right, B-Dog. It's a food. It's a food. How much do you want to bet on food?
2.
All right, 2 points on food. Your 2-point question. True or false, the singular of spaghetti is spaghetto.
Like, are we talking about like one noodle?
The singular of spaghetti is spaghetto.
Spaghetto. The singular of spaghetti is spaghetto. True.
Put that man back up on the board. That is true.
I've never heard of that before.
You bet. That's good.
Spaghetto. Hey, let me get one of them spaghettos. Hey, yeah, that right there.
One rib.
No. I don't want all the spaghetti. I want that one spaghetto. Just that one.
I'm going to use that, and people are going to be looking at me like crazy. I'm going to say, see, y'all learned something.
Fool.
Yeah.
You learned something today. Good job.
Give me one rib. Just give me one rib.
Give me one rib. Doing Chris
How
Rock.
much is one rib?
Yeah, how much is one rib? Can you break 100? All right, Rob, your category here. By the way, you're down to 0 points because you lost 2 on the last one. So you're down to nothing. You got to come back.
0-4, yeah.
Couch potato is your category. Couch potato. Three-pointer for Robert Ory from downtown. True or false? Friends, The Office, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all originally aired on CBS. Friends, false. The Office, and Fresh Prince were CBS shows. That is false. And give that man 3 points on the board. Yeah, no, they were NBC shows.
Yeah, they were NBC.
NBC shows, famously.
Fresh Prince, definitely.
I know Fresh Prince.
The Office. I watched a lot of The Office.
I've never watched one full episode of The Office.
Are you serious? It's got that very weird, dry comedy about it, but it's good. Damn, it's good.
Got a lot of stars in it, I know that.
It sure does. Before they were really famous. Like Steve Kerr was just coming up when he did The Office. All right, Harp, Space Cadet is your category. Space Cadet. How much you know about space? You're up 4-3, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1. I don't know too much about space.
All right, 1-point question for Harp. True or false, Ursa Major is another name for the North Star?
Ursa Major. Another name for the North Star. Ursa Major. I'm going to go true.
And we are tied. 3-3. That is no. It's Ursa Major.
Ursa Major the Northern Lights?
No. That's Aurora Borealis.
Oh.
Ursa Major is a constellation.
I don't know these folks.
It's a constellation. That's why you bet no.
I don't know none of these people.
I don't know none of you all people up in outer space.
I don't know none of these
fucking outer space. All right. We're tied at 3. Robert Ory, your category is you're on an island.
Way downtown. Bang.
3-pointer?
3-pointer.
Oh, Rob's going big. All right, 3 points. Robert Ory.
Put some pressure on B.
True or false? Greenland is the largest island in the world.
False.
And we're back down to 0.
Because it's bigger than Australia.
It is. Greenland is the biggest island in the world. If you can believe that. All right, Art.
Hey,
turn my mic back.
This is one of those questions where you think about, damn it, am I smarter than a second grader? Is it smarter than a second or third grader?
Fifth grader, I think. So you're not even as smart as that kid.
Think about it. These are things we learned back in the third and fourth grade.
I know. It's
talking about it.
Mess your brain up. Mess your brain up. All right, Harp. Animal Planet is your category.
Ooh.
So we're talking about animals here.
I'll go ahead and do 3.
Oh, okay.
I like animals.
Harp up 3-0, betting all 3 points. True or false? Camels actually store fat and not water in their humps. True or false?
I've heard different. False.
We're tied again.
So they don't store water?
No, they store fat in their humps.
I've always thought they store water in the humps.
That's the kind of an urban legend, but it's not true.
Dang.
Camel's hump stores fat. After 4 questions, the score is officially 0-0.
Hey, at least we broke even.
This game has not really progressed forward as I'd hoped it would, but we're getting there. All right, 3 questions to go here. Robert Ory, your category is, that's a big bone. We're going to be talking about human anatomy here. Human anatomy here, yes, pause. That's a big bone. 2-point question. True or false, the patella is the longest bone in the human body?
The longest bone?
The longest bone in the human body is the patella. True or false?
False.
Get that man back on the board.
Yeah.
It is. Do you know what is the longest bone in the human body?
It's the femur, ain't it?
It is the femur. Very good, Robert Ory. Showing off that Alabama degree. I like it.
Have you ever broke it before?
No.
What, your femur?
I'd never broken a bone. I've had, it's hard to say. I had to.
Did you break your butt?
Hairline fracture.
Did you break your ass? Come on now. That man broke his ass.
Had a crack in it. You know, when I think of breaks, I think of breaks.
Snaps, like clean breaks.
Snaps.
Apparently, and by the way, and I don't know this because I've never broken a bone. The femur is like mindlessly painful. It's like the most painful injury to break your femur that can happen.
Really?
Yes, and I've heard that. I obviously don't know if that's
bone.
true. Yes, but if you break your femur bone, it is like the most painful injury.
My
I thought it was the
best friend in
Achilles.
high school broke his femur playing football.
Oh God! No.
And he said, I'm never playing football again. I said, shit, you better be happy you can ever walk again.
Yeah, for real, man. Do you break your femur? All right, Harp Dog, you're down 2-0.
All right.
Category is drink a beer. How much you know about beer, Harper?
I hate beer.
You're not a beer guy.
I go 2.
I'm going 2 for the tie. True or false? IPA stands for independently produced ale.
As much as I was working at this station, as much as we have beer and deal with beer, I think I should know this one. You said independently
produced ale. An IPA.
I think that's true.
And Harper floats into the negative.
What does it stand for?
False on that one.
It's India Pale Ale. India Pale Ale. If you ever drink an IPA, that's what
Sorry,
an IPA
I don't drink
stands
IPAs.
All right, so
I'm -2.
Yeah, so Rob's winning 2 to -2 at the moment. All right, Rob, you got a 4-point lead here. Your category is Lost in Space. So we're back to space.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yeah,
danger.
We're back to weird robots. 2-point shot for Rob here. True or false? Venus is the only planet in our solar system that rotates clockwise. Venus is the only planet in the solar system that rotates clockwise. True or false?
I don't think it's Venus. So I'm gonna say false. I think it's someone else.
Okay.
False.
And just like that, Robert Ory's back to where he began. No, it is true. Venus is the only planet in the solar system that rotates clockwise.
Why did I think it was Saturn?
Because you're incorrect. I don't know. I don't know why you thought that.
Because I'm not smarter than a 5th grader.
Exactly right. Or a 3rd grader or a 1st grader, for that matter. Whichever grade we decide. All right, Harper, Geography is your category here. It is 0 to -2. You're down by 2.
I'm gonna do.
You got. By the way, 1 round left after this.
You said geography.
Geography.
Ooh, I like geography.
Okay.
Let me do. I'll do 3.
Oh, okay. Harp going
for the heck of it.
Either going for the lead or burying himself in a hole from which he may not.
Heck, I'm already buried. So.
No, I mean this could be it, man. Climb you out. Here we go. The question: true or false? There are 11 time zones in Russia.
Bruh.
True or false? There are 11 time zones in Russia.
As big of a country as that is? True. I'm dead.
Put him on the board.
All right.
Harper's up 1-0 after 6 questions. Do the math on that shit.
Look who's above ground now, baby.
Look who's breathing. You know that meme of that guy out of the coffin on the back of the truck who climbs out? There you go. He's back from the dead. All right, Rob. Oh, we ran out of music. Shit. We went so long, we've run clean out of music. All right, last question, Rob. Here we go. Last category. Harper's up 1-0. Rob's going for 3. Doesn't even know the category yet. Category's anatomy. We're back to anatomy. 3 points. Robert Ory, true or false? The small intestine is your body's largest organ. The small intestine is your body's largest organ.
Man, true.
No.
Womp.
Believe it or not, your
Large
body's largest organ is your skin. Your skin is
Your
the body's
skin?
largest organ. Yes, because it is a living organ. All right. So, Harp, I don't think you can lose here. You're up 1. Yeah, you got a 4-point lead here, but we'll do it for glory and honor. How many points do you want to bet on sea creatures?
3.
3 points. So we could feasibly, if you miss this, have a -2 to -3 winner for Harper. That would be amazing. Sea creatures, true or false? A shark has no bones.
True.
And just like
It's
that,
cartilage.
there you
They're
go.
made out of cartilage.
All cartilage. So Harper's going to win by 6, 4 to -2. Rob owes me 2 points. I'll back it out of his NBA pension in a couple of years.
You got to wait a long time. I'm
Look, man, I ain't going nowhere, okay? I'll be calling you. They turn 62, be like, bro, you owe me 2 points.